from the breakdown. The breakdown candle is, it's not bigger than any of the candles and that started the breakdown. Okay, so it's not a big enough candle yet. What I'd like to see is we have one more day left in this week. This is Thursday, and it would be great if this went higher and we got above the yellow and we closed up around 87. If that happened, I would say that that was a pretty dominant and respectable reversal moment. At the moment, I would say that it's definitely a good indicator of a potential reversal that hasn't confirmed. A couple other things I like. You look down here on the RSI.
Got a bullish crossover.
Is you also see on the weekly time frame when that breakdown occurred, we made that all-time high. We have been unable to get back above that, and it's kind of the thing I've talked about with the RSI on the SPY is that only near as we got closer and closer to the breakdown, the signal, the RSI line could not get back above the moving average RSI line. So we finally did. We broke above it. By my experience, the actual low of a price action move or the exact moment of getting into a long-term play from a weekly chart is right. I'll give it to you guys. It's when we break above, we back test the moving average line, and then we break above the momentum. It's when we essentially establish like an ABC pattern of making a higher momentum high. This entire time, we didn't make a higher momentum high. Breaking above this level was, you could say, the first bullish signal we've had on this chart since June of 2025. But in all of my years of experience, what I'm often looking for, and I'd have to go back and look if this has given it in the past, but I would love to see this back test the moving average line and then break above the 40. That would be your purest, clearest, sound the alarms in Netflix is now moving higher. So I would say that as far as a confirmation, we have half. We have half the confirmation. We should keep our excitement to not full-blown excitement. You're allowed to be halfway excited on Netflix move. I wouldn't load leaps until we make this final. We'll call that the A, this the B, this the C. We got to make the C move here to get above and make a higher momentum high, right? Because technically, even though we've crossed above this, the higher momentum high is way back here. It all depends on how you view that, but we haven't really made a higher momentum high in the form of a staged step higher. It would only be the C move that would give us a staged step higher. So so volume isn't quite where it needs to be. Price is a little shy of where I want it. RSI took a positive step for the first time in a year. Let's see what else we could say about this. Let's get into some fib work. Got to have a clean chart. Got to clean the canvas. Let's drop that for a minute. Let's go. Let's see. Weekly time frame. We can stay on the weekly time frame. So now, this isn't, we could have a conversation about fibs and how to validate impulse moves. I'm going to say that on a high time frame, even though I don't know that I would completely characterize this as an impulse move, what I think gives us a clear trend move, not an impulse move, is that we broke this level. So we know that we have to draw the fib chart from the top down. If we were here, we could still technically draw it from the bottom up. So we're drawing it in the right direction. Whether or not it qualifies as an impulse move is another conversation. Let's analyze the target. So if this was the bottom, then, and we don't know that yet, but let's assume for a moment that it was, then our immediate area of target on a high time frame would be a move back to 93.52. And the biggest takeaway that you guys could get from what I'm talking about now is that a bear trend also has stair steps down and moments where it consolidates. And the trend is considered healthy if it pulls back after a long period of time to the 0.382 and then continues. So the bears would not look at this chart as if they're losing. They would look at this chart as if it was time to take profit here, okay, because we broke that. And now we'll reload our bearish positions at 93.52 when it gets there. That's where they would short next. So if they're just dead set, they think they've cracked the code on the fundamentals of Netflix and they know why this company is going to roll into demise. You're Michael Burry and you decided to put Netflix on your hit list next to Palantir and Nvidia, and then everybody's going to be vibe coding their own movies at home and getting entertained by their imagination. Then they think it's time to short Netflix. They're going to short it again at 93.52. I think what I find unlikely, but it is possible. The only way that this would be setting up for a V-shaped recovery is if we get a news event suggesting that the Paramount deal has fallen apart to buy Warner Brothers. A news event comes out right about here, and it pushes us all the way above 93.52, and it back tests and it bounces. If that happened, then you could rest assured that we are likely to get a V-shaped recovery and that the bears are going to get squeezed, absolutely slaughtered. They stayed in too long. They got too greedy, and it's going to rip. So the only thing that would move this in a dramatic way that could possibly give a restored V-shaped recovery would be the news catalyst event. Otherwise, if that event didn't occur, then we would be looking for this to kind of prove itself by building some structure down here. I would personally, I would love to see something like that long term, a W, right? Flag some more, get back above it. I mean, if it all depends on whether this has got news catalyst restoration level speed or whether this is going to build back slowly. I'm in it. I told everybody I bought heavy right here. We were going to short here once $94 failed. That was the last stop loss I warned people about. I said he short it down to 72. This is where I'm loading up. I really wanted to load way more heavy at 70. And the fact now here's a dynamic of interest. Was that the wrong level to load up more on? No, that probably was the next best support. But the fact that it got bought up early meant that there might have been some bulls camping out down here that didn't want to wait for it to hit the bottom. That they thought, you know what? I'm not going to wait for the bottom. I'm gonna start buying it while the market's moving into fear. So they were buying the dip on it. So if you ask me, anything's possible. I'll be fast. If we get a catalyst event that pushes us straight to 93.50, then we can. You'll hear me come out and do a video and say we're looking at a potential V-shaped recovery on Netflix.
Yep, I agree. We have like multiple tweezer bottom on that weekly chart, so that's pretty good. Early signal for reversal. Not okay.
I'm thrilled by it. And I just want to tell you how much I love everything you do in the Discord. I think you are the hidden gem of this Discord. You don't make the most noise. You're just steady and consistent, and you're teaching a lot of people foundational technical knowledge. And I love the way you keep it consistent. Nothing's overhyped. It's not an emotional journey. It's a slow and steady. It reminds me a little bit of Charles. Charles says the goal is to just get 1% better every day.
That's correct.
And I think that's what you give this community, the opportunity to get better every day. So thank you, Miss Mary. And thank you, pleasure. Tom, as well, for aiding her. And, it's teamwork. It's why I pull Mike in. It helps me focus, and having somebody read comments and shift back and forth. And I love what you guys are doing. Thank you. Thank you for letting me be part of it. And I will plan on joining some more of these. I thought this was great. I'm sorry we didn't have any booms or bams or shabams, but the market just wasn't giving it today.
No, Josh, for you to be here, that's the gem for us. We don't have to trade today. We're just hearing your voice, hearing your insight. I think that's the best part of this.
I like it. I like the branding of Mindful Trader. I think that's really good. I'll start incorporating that when I refer to you. If that's the direction you're going, I think it's really good. You are Miss Mary, the Mindful Trader.
Oh, Thank
Yeah.
you. Well, I hope it is. So I'm believing it is. Well, Yolanda's here. She's the one who helped me with that. Come up with that. All of a sudden, she just sent me a gift. Then I'm like, Mary, I'm sending you something in the mail, and then this is what she sent me, and she sent me that logo. So, well, Josh, we don't want to take your time. Please, guys, always be kind, be patient, and may all your trades be in the green. What do
Blessings,
you think about
guys.
that?
I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. Peace and blessings. See you all
Peace
later.
and blessings from
Have a good night,
Josh. We
everybody.
love you guys. See you. I have I have a scalping class today at 5:30. Please make sure you guys have your own Zoom link. Josh, I appreciate you. Thank you so much. As you can see, your community loves you so much. So
Don't
there's no
forget about
negative
credit
vibe in
spreads.
here. So we all love
Credit
you,
spread. Yep.
Thank
each
you
and
so
every one
much.
of us.
Thank you, Tom, as
Fine.
well.
Thank you,
Yes,
guys.
sir.
Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Talk to you later, Mary.
Talk to you later. Guys, once again, to those people who are taking my scalping class, make sure you have your Zoom link because once it's 5 o'clock, I am not going to be checking my email. I will be on the Zoom link. Okay. So I'm going to stay here for like 4 more minutes at 4:20. Just want to make sure that you guys have your link. And tomorrow, again, I am not going to do a live trading anything tomorrow because I don't have scheduled for tomorrow. So if you take options class tomorrow, please reach out to Tom. All Zoom link, you have to reach out to Tom. Okay? Please, if you do need any help, me and Tom is going to be there in the Discord. Just tag me, tag Tom. But if any options class, tag Tom.